Shalom, shalom, friends. I pray that you are well and blessed at this time. Welcome to another month of cultivating together. It's always such an honor and a privilege to be with you, and I pray that this month that the Father would really speak to your heart, bless your heart in this session, and that it will be a tool for you to help to cultivate His presence, to cultivate His word over you in this time and in this season that you find yourself in. I would like to share with you what I experienced during a time of just waiting on Him and asking Him what it is that He wants to share during this session. And so I found myself in a vision standing in a workshop, and there was this beautiful shelves, and I was looking at all of the different clay vessels on the shelves and the detail and the patterns that was placed into every one of these vessels. And so as I was standing there, I was reminded of Jeremiah 18 that I would love to read to you. It is the potter and the clay. The word which came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will cause you to hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and there he was, making something at the wheel. And the vessel that he made of clay was marred in the hand of the potter. So he made it again into another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to make. Then the word of the Lord came to me, saying, O house of Israel, can I not do with you as the potter? Says the Lord. Look, as the clay is in the hands and the potter's hands, so are you in my hands, O house of Israel. And in the vision I turned around, and as I turned around, I saw that the potter was sitting at the potter's wheel, and he was busy forming the most beautiful vessel. And as I turned around, I saw that there was a vessel that was broken, lying in pieces on the floor. And without thinking about it, I bent over and I started picking up the pieces. And as I was kind of gathering them and bringing them together to pick them up, I felt the despair, the hopelessness, the depression, the feeling of discouragement and heaviness. And the tears started falling as I was picking up these pieces, and I could feel the brokenness, I could feel the hurt that's connected to these broken pieces. And I picked them up. As I got up, I placed them into the potter's hands, and all that I could get out was, it's broken. And he took them in his hand, and he smiled, and I want to share with you what he told me. He said, I know. The sacrifice I desire is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. That does not mean I want my children to be in despair, discouragement, hopelessness, or depression. But I do want the self-protection with which you try to keep yourself safe to be broken, and that never feels good. Those are the hard layers that needs to soften on the potter's wheel. Otherwise, you'll keep on breaking. I break the hard layers of self-protection so that we can come to the real you, which is Christ in you, the hope of your glory. This brokenness leads to wholeness and alignment, because it is here where your soul can submit under your spirit man, instead of always calling the shots. And so there's this place inside of the Creator's heart that I believe is this potter's house that He's calling us into. He's calling us to come to Him, to the potter's house, because that is where we will receive His word. That's where His word will come to us. And so we so easily tend to, especially when we are faced with deep emotions, in our struggles, in our trials, and the things that we go through, we are so easily caught into that place where we look at the broken pieces and we see them and we feel the emotions connected to it, and it causes us to look downward. It causes us to remember last week where we talked about He's the one that lifts our head. Lift up you head, O you gates. But we kind of dip and we look down at what what it feels like, what it looks like, what it seems like, what it sounds like. And it causes us to stay in that place of despair and hopelessness and discouragement of, you've tried this and this and this. You've tried praying these prayers, you've tried having these sessions, and you've tried this and the other thing, but you still feel the same. It still looks the same. It's still, the voice is there, nothing's changed. And you're faced with these pieces, and that's the question of, what am I going to do with that now? Am I going to turn to him in it, to the God of my hope? Or am I going to sit with it and just keep staring at it and speak what I see and what I feel and stay stuck there in that place? And so he's inviting us to turn to him in that place of recognizing and seeing the brokenness and letting it be, coming to him in it, not trying to fix it. Because if you're anything like me, you're good with trying to fix things. You try to fix it even spiritually, going into spiritual performance of trying to fix your own brokenness, while he's not asking us to do that. He's asking us to turn to him with it and to surrender to the potter's wheel of being that lump of clay that's there on the wheel, just trusting him that even though it doesn't feel good, even though it doesn't look good, that he's the one who finishes what he starts, and he's the one that makes all things beautiful in its time. And the Creator God is able to breathe over the dark, the void, the spaces and places inside of us that's broken, that's hurting, that's struggling. He's able to redeem every part of us that's crying out, and he's able to bring us into a place of peace, joy, and surrendering to the potter's wheel, to his hand. In that, sometimes we resist because we want to fix it. We resist him because we feel in control in trying to fix things. But being truly surrendered and trusting him in that place of being yielded to being that lump of clay, that doesn't feel good. But that's the place where the layers of self-protection, that's hard, that's the very things that's causing us to resist. It's the very things that's causing us to still be in pain, still be struggling. And he wants to remove that. And so in that journey of truly coming into the place in real time, in reality, within you, of being that lump on the potter's clay, lump of clay, it's not a matter of, saying, it's not a matter of I surrender, or it's a process that he takes us through. And there's a lot of layers that surface in that process where he brings us to that place, because he's the one that does it. And so some of the things that surface in us in that process sometimes are things like fear, things like control, because we just so love being in control because that's where we feel safe. It's many times it's layers of doing, because even doing sometimes make you feel better. It's a self-protection in a sense that causes you to feel safe, maybe feeling productive. It makes you feel better about yourself. There's all these different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being productive and being somebody that gets things done. Nothing wrong with that. But there's layers inside of us of self-protection where we make ourselves safe that he wants to remove. And in that, there's layers of brokenness that comes forth. So sometimes it's our own plans and our own ideas of what things should look like, what they should feel like, your own wants and your own needs, all these things. That's these layers that he works in a way to get beyond them, to get to your true self, which is your spirit man, which is Christ in you. That's the place where you're in covenant with him. And so all of these little layers, the hard layers that protect that part of you that got hurt or traumatized or wounded, it's those parts of you that become hard. It's those parts that resist him. It's those parts that listen to another voice. And in this process where He wants us to come into that place of brokenness with a contrite heart, is where he shows us that type of brokenness actually leads to wholeness that comes forth from him. Otherwise we will just keep on breaking, because the wholeness that we feel that we have is actually not wholeness. It's actually just coping, and it's being okay because you protect yourself. And so where he works in those areas of our lives is sometimes the times where we're stripped of many things, stripped of comfort, stripped of identity, stripped of purpose. And that place we all know doesn't feel good, but that's where he establishes us deeply to abide in that place of Christ in me. Who am I inside of you? Who are you? That cry of, I want to know you, which is what it's all about. Because when we are in these places and spaces, if we get to know him there's really nothing in life that compares to that. That cannot be taken away from you. That's the good part that cannot be taken away from you, is knowing him in those places in your life where it looks barren, it looks hopeless, there's nothing. There's knowing him, crying out to him in that place, and meeting him there, coming into covenant with him there. That's what matters. That's the place, that's the foundation of which everything in our lives should be built upon. So the doing should flow from that place. And so I want to continue sharing with you. He spoke with me about realness, that's the place where we become real. And so a lot of religion and pretense even, and all these whitewashed things that we sometimes put a good motive out, but actually what's going on in the heart behind that is a cry out for a need. And it comes out of a place that we haven't been with him yet. We haven't known him there yet, in that place and space. And so he wants to get beyond all of that so that we can become real, and we can be okay with being real, because he loves our realness. He is not a God who is offended by our honesty and our realness when we tell him, Lord, this doesn't feel good. He wants that. If we look at Lamentations, the honesty that comes forth in that book of expressing how you feel before God, and there's a place for that. And so he wants to bring his bride into realness, because if we don't become real, how will we step into the reality and the realness of Christ? Because we're always painting a picture of what we think it should look like, or what we think it should sound like, and sometimes that can be very spiritual. But God wants us to be real. He wants us to be human even. That's, we are spirit beings and we are spirit, but he also created us human, our body and our soul. Every part of us is valuable and precious and important. We can't just idolize the spirit and neglect the soul and think and kind of label and have this negative look of the soul of always being the one that needs to be fixed, always the one that needs healing and all that, which is, our soul we need to work out our salvation in the soul. But God made our soul, and he made it beautiful and wonderful and good. And we sometimes miss that in the focus of, is there pride, is there rejection, is there fear, what do I need to deal with? We can sometimes just miss the beauty of God. You made my soul. You made my personality. You made me to like certain things. You made my design. And I can celebrate who I am and how you made me in the beauty and the glory, in all of the brokenness that I am, because I'm yours. And that's a beautiful place of where we can get to know him in the parts of us that's sometimes messy even, because he loves us the way that we are now, and he wants us to be able to see ourselves through his eyes even when we're broken, and know that there's hope, because he's inside of us and he's with us and he's for us and he's not against us. And so we need to learn to be okay with being real. It's desirable for him. He loves it when we're real. even if it means being raw, because sometimes being real means being raw. Sometimes it takes failing. Sometimes it takes disappointment and pain. But we should not despise these, for they are a gift if we will allow them to be. They are an opportunity for us to spend time to yield to the potter's hand. Here on the potter's wheel is a promise. When we are able to get past the layers and come to the real you, the true self, we are able to turn to Him in the brokenness and know Him there. So for each of us, there's a promise on the potter's wheel. It's not a promise, a general promise. And that's what I feel that is stirring in my heart today, that I feel that He's drawing us to the potter's wheel, to be there with Him in the workshop of the Creator, where He creates, where He forms and molds and shapes, where He works inside of us. And in that place, He's calling us to listen to the personal promise that He wants to give us on the potter's wheel for you now, there where you are now, what you're working through now, whether it's an emotion or a thought pattern or a belief system or just an external battle. Doesn't matter what it is, there's a promise for us there that He wants to whisper to us personally. And it's those promises that He gives us on the potter's wheel that gives us a glimpse of what He's making us into, what He's doing and forming in this process that really doesn't feel good at all. And in that place, when we're able to yield and we're able to listen to His promises, we become okay. We become okay with the brokenness. We become okay with it not feeling good, because we know that He's in it, and He's Emmanuel, God with us, and that in and through all of it, it's going to be good, because that's who He is. He is good. And if we yield to Him and if we trust Him, there's not a thing that we cannot place in His hands that He will not, and He is not able to make something beautiful out of it, if we can just trust Him. And that's something, someone can tell you that. Someone can say, just surrender, just trust Him, just believe, just all these things. But it's not something we can do with our minds. It's something that it's a place inside of our hearts that we need to get to. And that's the place where the rubber hits the road. You can have as much revelation, as you want. You can know the Bible from end to beginning. You can, all these things, but your heart can be vacant, and the spaces and places where He desires us to know Him can be empty, because we didn't spend the time to allow Him to form within us the reality of Christ in us. And so that's the place, that's my heart for us to access in this Cultivate sessions. Is not just a place of more revelation, because that's such a pitfall in the body of, even with the prophetic, it's just the next thing and the next thing. But what about the simplicity of faith, hope, and love that He wants to form inside of us? It's like, when I come to You, Father, at the end of my days, and I place my life before You, what do I have to show? What is important in and through all of this? What is important is that faith, hope, and love became a reality in our lives. And that's something that, it's a process. It's the Spirit needing to weave Him into our beings. And that's something that takes time. It takes brokenness. It takes a contrite heart. And so this is the place that I desire, that when we cultivate together, and when we do these Cultivate sessions, that we can be real. We can be real with where we're at and be okay with the process. And we can allow Him the place and the space to do inside of us what He desires. It's a place where we cultivate the patience with the process, and we're able to look at it, and without over analyzing, or without coming with all of these overthinking things that we sometimes do. It's just dropping into this heart space where it's heart to heart, where it's spirit to spirit with Him, where it's that place of cultivating, being inside of Him, in and through every season, every layer, every hard part and piece that comes out, and being with Him in and through all of it, crying out to Him, I want to know you here. Every time a next layer comes, God, I want to know you here. I want to know your voice. I want to know your heart. I want to know what covenant with you feels like in this area of my life, where I can abide with you and be one with you, where I can enter the rest that you've purchased for me. So I want to bless you with that this week too, this month, to journey to the potter's wheel with Him, to process with Him, to sit with Him, and to listen to the whispers on the potter's wheel, the promise that He gives to you where you are now, the personal promise that He will unveil and reveal it to your heart, that you'll hold on to it, and that it'll give you hope. Hope for your brokenness, that nothing is unredeemable to Him, nothing is unchangeable to Him, nothing is untouchable to Him, nothing is too great for Him. I bless you.